Hi. Um, I don't know what I want to talk about on this video. Um, this will be posted as the first video on this channel. Um, there was one video like a year ago that's now unlisted. I can't remember what I was talking about then. I don't think anyone watched it. But my name is Tara, and um, yeah, I don't know. Uh, yeah, I don't know what I want to do here, but it seems like it would be a good thing to have a space to just openly express and talk about stuff that I'm going through and stuff I think about and feel and experiences I've had. And it has been a difficult few months. Very hard. I was laid off from a job in May, um, which I knew was coming because it was a seasonal job. But then it took 2 or 3 months to find another job, and that job turns out does not pay enough and does not give me enough hours to afford my life. And there's been huge stress and huge emotions. I think I wanted to talk about there's a lot of things in my head that I thought I wanted to talk about. Yeah, for like the the 15 minutes that leading up to actually getting out here and setting up a camera. Lots of different thoughts and ideas of the way it could be, and yeah, a lot of yeah, just like remembering other people's videos I've seen, and kind of like seeking to like emulate that, or like yeah, looking to those for guidance over like how a video should be. But yeah, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I don't know how long I'll film. I don't know if anyone will watch it, but I think I will post it. Um, I want to talk about some of my experience in like spirituality and non-duality. I'm trying to pursue that, becoming obsessive in that for years. I'm going through a lot of changes in it. Um, there, my head keeps getting cut off, and now you can see the sun. And you can see the gorgeous branches. Um, yeah, it's so hard to know, like, where to talk about stuff, like where to start with telling a story or something. Um, I bet that sounds awesome. Um, I remember, yeah, so I was raised in a Christian family. I went to church on Sundays and got confirmed and did my first communion and all that. So that's my background. Um, and I remember I did believe in God as a child, and I believed in Him as it was told to me. And I remember there being like a sense of kind of a paranoia around it. Um, and just like never, like, yeah, never having like a sense of like understanding or like feeling what was meant by God, but feeling watched and feeling paranoid over like what I was doing. And I think that is like in a lot of big ways how it was communicated to me as a child was kind of a like a controlling thing. Um, I don't have very specific memories of like where that came from. Maybe it was just, you know, the story of like, yeah, there is someone who made all of this and who made you and who loves you, and just this all pervasive like having this entity just constantly hovering over or something. And I remember I felt like guilt and shame over like, yeah, a lot of yeah, a lot of like sexual shame. Um and like feeling like just, yeah, I was doing something wrong in the eyes of God or something. Um yeah. I don't have much for like specific memories I want to share of that, but it was a belief that I had for many years that there was this God and it was this someone or something else. Um, as a teenager, um, I started to drift more towards like atheism and just like, um, you know, feeling like it was unreasonable to say that there is a God and these are the things we know about it and like this is what He wants from us and all that, um, without, like, it felt like there was no evidence for what people were saying. And I became very, like, opposed to religion. Though I wasn't very outspoken about it, I was still involved, like, I still did all the things and went through confirmation and stuff, and it felt like I was harboring like a secret that I wasn't supposed to share. Like even with like, I don't know, my parents and stuff, like knowing that they would think it was wrong or bad that I didn't believe in a God and believe in the Christian God. Like there was a perspective like that was like somehow the right thing to believe. But I couldn't believe it like they wanted me to believe it anymore. And I remember at a Christian camp, it was a really beautiful experience. It was when I was probably 12. And yeah, 12 or 13, something, I don't know. But by that time, like, I had my doubts and didn't feel like I could openly share those doubts in that space, and be like received openly about it. So I haven't really talked to anyone about that. But they, the way they had this camp set up was just so beautiful. Like they had like the normal like camp activities, and like I made friendships and played games and did activities and that kind of stuff. And then they always had some really beautiful music that we would sing. um I think I think that's where I first heard the song Grace Like Rain, which I still love. um it's, it's very gorgeous. But at the end they had this kind of like closing ceremony, this candlelit closing ceremony. um And I remember, yeah, it was just very picturesque and gorgeous, and they had music and I don't know, probably some kind of sermon or something, and then we had like a 5 to 10 minute like one-on-one chat, one by one, with our camp counselor, and that felt very sweet and gorgeous. And I remember like at the campfires, like looking up into the sky in between the trees and seeing the stars shining down, and just being like really deeply moved by just the existence of it in a way that I didn't really quite know what to put into words. And I remember afterwards I wanted to write to Offense. He was a South African man who was my counselor, and he's the one who I had the one-on-one with, and he was very sweet, very kind, very funny. Yeah, and I remember I loved his accent. But I wanted to write to him, and I wanted to say something like I wanted to admit to him like when I came into that camp, I didn't believe in God, but I wanted to communicate like after being in that camp, like I wanted to say like, oh, but like now I see like the importance in believing it or something, which isn't really, I was not really a proper expression of what I remember feeling. It was I don't know, I don't even know quite what to say about it now. You know, it wasn't anything like huge or like significant, but it was just like witnessing the beauty of nature and like finding like such beauty in that. And then like I did like put it into like a framing of like God and religion, though I don't think it made me like genuinely believe in God or like the way that I was being taught to believe in God. Um, it was more like, yeah, I just really just seeing nature's beauty for what it is, and that's all, I guess. But, you know, years going forward from that, I still like pledged myself like an atheist. And I would I would journal, and I would be very like self-reflective and introspective, and like also like yeah, like questioning of reality, and like the origin of reality or the universe. And like I remember I would equate like or like think about like I am like the universe is everything, so like I am the universe, or consider like inevitability, um like if it's all just like a math equation, like this was the beginning of the universe, this is how it happened, and that makes every outcome like a scientific like inevitable from there. And then like feeling this really pointed sense of discomfort over like not having control in my life, which was like the kind of same kind of thing as like the paranoia and like panic of like God's control over me, or like God's watch over me. And I yeah, I remember like just trying to come to terms with like, well, if the it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't like it, so it's hard to talk about. And like it's been years now. This was like when I was a teenager when I was writing this kind of stuff. Like this specific stuff was like 18, 19, and I'm 26 now. Just turned 26. Um but it was like so like if so it's like the universe has control over my life, but then it was like, oh wait, nah, I'm being silly, like I am the universe. But like none of that really makes any sense to me, and I don't know at this point, like I can't like I don't have statements like that to make. But it was there was this very intense like obsessive quality to my mind, and like pursuing like it felt like I had to like find myself, and like just very uncomfortable in like who I was. And just like wanting to know like the truth, and like how things are and how things work, and what the fuck is this? Oh, sorry for my fingers in your face. I was just checking the time. Yeah, just really wanting to be important in some way, redeeming myself in some way, wanting to make some great artwork. I did eventually get into spirituality pretty obsessively, pretty incessantly. For some reason, there was some kind of stirring inside me that I wanted to get a pack of tarot cards. I knew some people that did use them, and I don't even know what about them like interested me. I guess to just see like what using them would be, and like would they actually provide answers, and like I guess I really was reaching out for like just guidance in how to move through life, like how to make decisions. And that is how I used them. I would ask them, like, if I do this, like, what will be the outcome of this? And I would interpret the cards and make decisions based on that. And I would study into all the symbolism and history and different interpretations, and it was a big, like, special interest of mine for years. Reading books and watching videos, and reading the books like introduced me to like a wide range of different like spiritual concepts and stuff. And there is a beauty to like the fool's journey that the major arcana tell. And I did find some significance in it. Looking back, a lot of it does feel pretty delusional. But it was they were a big part of my life for a long time. Around then, I also got into Ram Dass and trying to meditate and looking into like Hinduism and the Tao and reading different things. And there was I remember listening to Ram Dass for the first time, and I read his book without even realizing it was him. But I listened to some of his talks later on, and I remember him just speaking to if you know Ram Dass, it's like this spacesuit kind of thing, and he talks about like your body and your identity as like this spacesuit you were born into, and he gave me a lot of hope that I was in fact okay as I am, though he also inspired a lot of like striving to be different than I was in a lot of different ways, and striving to be the most loving and compassionate thing I could be, in a way that was affectation. Like, it felt like I had something to progress towards, strive for. Yeah, it felt like I wanted to become enlightened, and then it was like I think I interpreted that as finding something out that was gonna make everything okay. And becoming something perfect. And finding who I really was. Being who I really was. Being myself. And so I pursued all these different things, and just like thinking that this thing was gonna happen someday, and not really having any clarity over what that was. And then I remember eventually departing from the vein of like New Age spirituality and those concepts to engaging with non-duality on YouTube. People talking about approaching awakening, realizing non-separation, and I remember I watched a lot of different people, and it felt like there was like an idea in my head of like, oh, these people, like, yeah, again, like, these people got somewhere that I needed to strive for. And so there was like an obsessive striving again, and maybe some more seriousness applied to, like, I don't know, just more sitting in silence and all this kind of stuff for a long time. And I don't know, like, there were moments where it felt like the thing happened, the big shift, the awakening, and things did change in me. I would have big experiences and think they meant something for how I was going to be going forward, or just having an idea of what it was. I don't know. I have no idea what any of it was. I'm like, I can't. Like, there's nothing. I listened to. I listened recently, like this morning, I think, to someone talking and using words like unbound consciousness and resting in the I am and stuff, and it just, like, I don't know what any of that means. And it felt like all this time it felt like I just wanted to be okay. I wanted to be myself. And it felt like I had to, like, really work for that. think this video is almost over. There's nothing in me that can say, like, where I am compared to, like, others or something like that, or where I am compared to where I have been in the past, or, like, any concept of what that would mean, or, like, something to work towards in myself, or I sincerely want to be of help, to do some good in my life. And I don't know, it just sucks because, like, the last few years it's felt just so much more and more exhausting to work as they have us work, and in the jobs I am, just like feeling just kind of useless and used. And just feeling like I want to just put more work into stuff I do actually care about and does actually do some good to benefit others and what's around me. And I hope to. I don't know if making videos like this will be helpful. It feels like it may have been helpful to me. Got some, I don't know, I guess I feel kind of like grounded or something. Like more comfort in I don't know, nothing makes sense, but like more comfort in like what I am inside, or like more comfort in my own silence or my own existence, or I don't know. But I I do want a space where I can be open and freely myself and share, thoughts and feelings and insights and um, and I want to be supportive to others, and I want so many things in the world to change, and I want to do what good I can. I think I'm just gonna leave you with a song, and that's it. If you were here for this whole video, that's cool. I'll probably make a different one. I don't know if I made sense. I don't know if it was pleasant, but I appreciate it. So yeah, I don't have any conclusion. But fuck it, I'm alive.